There's something quiet happening to a lot of people after 60. Something no one talks about. Not wrinkles, not gray hair, not even the aches in your knees. It's a slow shift in how you carry yourself through the day. And the hardest part? You can't see it, but everyone around you can. Today, I want to walk you through 6 habits that silently make people look older and feel unhappier than they actually are. These aren't big, dramatic things. They're small, almost invisible. But they shape the way your family sees you, the way strangers treat you, and most importantly, the way you feel when you look in the mirror each morning. This isn't about criticism, not even close. This is about becoming aware of things that quietly steal your dignity, your confidence, and your joy. And once you see them, you can change them, every single one. Let's begin with the first one. Number 1, letting your mornings disappear without purpose. Here's something most people don't realize. How you start your morning decides how old you look by the afternoon. Not because of some magic trick, but because a morning without structure slowly drains your posture, your expression, and your energy. Think about it for a moment. When you wake up with nothing planned, nothing pulling you forward, what happens? You sit longer, you move slower, your shoulders round, your face settles into a blank, tired look. Not because you're sick, but because your body simply follows what your mind tells it. And when your mind says there's nothing important today, your body believes it. I met a 73-year-old man named Arthur last year. Sharp mind, good health. But he looked 10 years older than he was. When I asked about his mornings, he said the same thing. He woke up, turned on the television, sat in his chair, and waited for the day to pass. He had no morning routine, no small task to begin with, no reason to stand tall at 8 in the morning. The moment he started doing 3 simple things each morning, making his bed, stepping outside for 5 minutes of fresh air, and getting dressed as if someone might visit, something shifted. His daughter noticed it within 2 weeks. She said he looked lighter, younger, more like himself. Your morning is not a small thing. It's the foundation of how the world sees you that day. Number 2, talking about your body more than your life. This one is incredibly common, and it pushes people away faster than almost anything else. When someone asks how you're doing, what's the first thing that comes out? If it's about your knees, your blood pressure, your new medication, or your last doctor visit, I want you to pause and think about what that does to the person listening. They care about you. They do. But when every conversation becomes a medical report, something sad happens. People stop asking, not because they're cruel, but because they feel helpless. They can't fix your pain, and hearing about it every time makes them feel heavy inside. Here's the quiet truth. You are not your diagnosis. You are not your pill schedule. You are decades of stories, experiences, laughter, and wisdom. When you lead with your ailments, you bury all of that underneath something that makes others uncomfortable. This doesn't mean you should pretend everything is fine. If you're hurting, say so. But say it once, briefly, and then move the conversation somewhere alive. Talk about something you read, something you noticed outside, something funny your neighbor did. That shift alone can change how every single person in your life responds to you. Have you ever noticed how some people your age seem to glow when they talk? That glow isn't health. It's the choice to stay connected to life instead of illness. If you're still watching and this makes sense to you, type 2 in the comments. Just the number. I'd love to know you're here. Number 3, giving up on how you look. Now, I want to be careful with this one because I'm not talking about fashion. I'm not talking about looking young or following trends. I'm talking about something deeper. Self-respect made visible. When you stop combing your hair, when you wear the same stained shirt 3 days in a row, when you tell yourself nobody's looking anyway, you're sending a message, not to others, to yourself. You're telling your own mind that you no longer matter enough to care, and your mind listens. This is where things quietly go wrong. It's not vanity to put on a clean shirt. It's not pride to brush your hair and look in the mirror with intention. It's dignity. It's a small, silent declaration that says, I'm still here and I still matter. You don't need expensive clothes. You don't need to look like you're going to a party. You just need to look like someone who hasn't given up. Because when you care for your appearance, even in small ways, your posture changes. Your eyes brighten. You walk a little taller, and people treat you differently, not because they're shallow, but because they can see that you still believe in yourself. That belief is magnetic at any age. Number 4, interrupting everyone around you. Most seniors who do this have no idea they're doing it. And it almost never comes from rudeness. It comes from excitement, or habit, or the fear that if you don't say it now, you'll forget. But here's what happens on the other side. When you cut someone off mid-sentence, especially your children or grandchildren, they feel unheard. They feel like their words don't matter to you. And slowly, very slowly, they stop sharing. They visit, but they say less. They call, but they keep it short. Most seniors are surprised when they learn this. They think the distance is about busy schedules or technology, but often it's simpler than that. The people you love stop talking because they felt you stopped listening. Listening is the most powerful thing you can do at this stage of life. Not giving advice, not correcting, not jumping in with your version of the story, just listening, fully, quietly, with your eyes on theirs and your mouth gently closed. When you do speak after truly listening, something beautiful happens. Your words carry more weight. People lean in. They value what you say because they know it comes from someone who first valued what they said. Here's a small trick that helps. When you feel the urge to jump in, take one slow breath through your nose. Just one. Let the other person finish, then respond. That pause doesn't make you look slow, it makes you look wise. If this part resonates with you, type 4 in the comments below. Number 5, refusing to learn anything new. This one ages people faster than almost any physical habit. When you close your mind to anything unfamiliar, whether it's a new phone, a new way of cooking, a new word your grandchild uses, or a new idea you hear on television, you build a wall around yourself, and that wall gets thicker every year. The moment you say, "I'm too old for that," something inside you agrees, and it starts shutting down. Not your body, your curiosity, your spark, the very thing that keeps people interesting and alive at any age. You don't have to master technology. You don't have to understand everything. But staying open, staying willing to ask questions, staying humble enough to say, "Teach me," that keeps your eyes bright and your mind sharp. Think about the elderly people you admire most, the ones who seem younger than their age. I promise you, they all have one thing in common. They never stop being curious. Have you ever asked someone younger to show you something new and watched their face light up? That moment alone is worth more than you realize. It connects generations in a way nothing else can. Number 6, waiting to be invited into life instead of stepping into it. This is perhaps the quietest habit on this list, and the most heartbreaking. So many seniors sit at home waiting for the phone to ring, waiting for someone to visit, waiting for an invitation that may never come. And while they wait, loneliness grows. Their face changes. Their energy drops. They start to look older, not because of time, but because of stillness. Here's something I want you to really hear. You don't need permission to live fully. You don't need someone to invite you out. You can call first. You can walk outside first. You can show up at a community center, a park, a place of worship, or a neighbor's door, and simply say, "I wanted to say hello." That one small act of stepping forward instead of waiting can change the entire direction of your day, your week, and even your year. The world hasn't forgotten you, but sometimes you have to remind it that you're still here, still warm, still worth knowing. Now let me leave you with this. None of these 6 habits are permanent, not one. They're just patterns. Patterns that quietly formed over months and years without anyone pointing them out. But now you see them, and seeing them is the hardest part. Everything after this is just small, gentle adjustments. You've already lived through things most people can't imagine. You've survived, adapted, and grown through decades of change. You can absolutely handle this too. If even one part of today's video made you pause and reflect, I'd love to hear which one. Leave a comment below, share a thought, share a memory. Your words might be exactly what someone else watching needs to hear today. And if you'd like more conversations like this one, you're always welcome here. Just subscribe and I'll keep showing up for you. Thank you for your time. It means more than you know.